Hello guys, my name is Arthur. I wanted to show you today occasion how the language it may be different. Also, somebody want to say the same thing, so-called eo ipso. In this case, I'm differentiated between English versus German. I had the possibility for 2 days to read medical professional report that would be destinated for another so-called family doctor, and this medical is psychiater is only it may be helpful only to understand the language. The point is in the language, less the competence of the medical on himself. And in this report, I read the diagnosis and describing of the medical professional about his own patients. So in between some wording, I noticed the concentration as a psychic function, and I was very wondering. This medical goes from the concentrate to the self-confidence, Selbstvertrauen in German. And this is what I want to explain shortly. So in German it may be Selbstvertrauen, but more selbstbewusst or selbstgewiss. So in sense of aware, congruent with and in or on the self dialogue. This is what in English means confidence, as well as trust. The difference between both, it would be trust. You trust somebody outside, object, a person of your interest, and the confidence is the more so inside in the inference with yourself, as I explained previous. And so you see the difference that while in the English it precisely differentiated between what I am and what I have or I make about the reality, the object, between the subject and the object. This is a prehistory that I previous at the opening of my video explained, and as a consequence, ipso facto, so-called ipso facto versus per se, or the eo ipso as it calls in Latin. Ipso facto, it's seemed as objective, but it isn't. And in this case, it would be instead of Vertrauen, it would be more better evaluation or appreciate myself, or I appreciate somebody, and or I evaluate, I validate somebody or myself. So much more than Selbstvertrauen. Then in German, Vertrauen is mehr so you trust somebody, less inferent to yourself or reflective, as well as it shows that in the beginning of the modern psychology with Freud, it would be more reverse or conversion, as I think, between gewiss, the Gewissen, also conscious, and bewusst, in the sense of to know somebody, to know something, to know yourself in this case. So instead, although it would call later a new invention of the unconscious, but I would say it was also known from the philosopher, the question between is something, or is this ego only conscious or also unconscious. They have many philosophers before Freud speaking about this question, and it was not new, as I think. Whatever, in that time, it was the gewiss, in sense of gewissen, conscious, to speak with yourself, between moral and ethic philosophy. After then has changed the thinking, the scientific thinking, so that it would be announced that now is the new concept of unconscious. But I would say before, in the thousands of years, it was in the religion known as gewissen. It means you refer to yourselves before you acting out something, you speaking or you doing something. Gewissen, as in the same word, is in the German also gewiss, for sure, assuredness. That was so to say before 120 years, when Freud stated the Bewusstheit as the state of conscious, to make also not more gewiss, not more sure and reflecting, Gewissheit, gewiss, but also or more I know something, in sense of knew or know, the verb know, with the prefix be, maybe from English, to be or not, existential philosophy question. So bewusst is in the past. Ich wusste, it means I knew, and ich weiß, I know. So it's a cause of what I know, not cognition, seen nowadays in American psychiatry. So the modern, the better conclusive wording for me. However, you see that in between valuation, appreciation is almost the conflict which decide the results of what we show up to the outside as a confidence, and the inside in the dialogue. Less the trust of the outside, because without the outside to trust, you make nothing. So this is the premise, the paradigm of everything, other than in Europe, that exchange the subject with object, and the science, the modern science, want to be objective. You can be objective, I would say. It is a relationship between me or the subject to the reality, to the object. You can be objective without to be, to know, to reflect about yourself. So in the French philosophy with Sartre, it comes out about 150 years with the if I think, I am. That is not just, this is outdated, this is not right, because somebody that think and state it from the think that he lives, he risks a lot if he is in a dangerous situation. So you have both to see in relationship between your side, inside and outside, subject, object, the so-called dualismus principle that follows the American society and science until nowadays, from 100 years, 150 years. And that was the case, what I think, why 1776 began the conflict between against the England, the authority, to make free what we see, the only country maybe, or English culture in general, that make possible in the language as well as in the society of everyday life, the subject, the individual, the personality, etc. That didn't exist in the rest of the world, or part of. So that was what I thought it might maybe interest for you. Thank you for viewing this video. Put the like button if you want, and subscribe. Bye bye. Thank you.